Begin afresh every morning. Devotional thoughts for women.
Good morning, my beloved friends. Today, December 4th, 2023, our devotional is entitled The Fear of Breaking Molds. The scripture reading is taken from Galatians chapter 2, verse 12. Before certain men came from James, he would eat with the Gentiles, but when they came, he withdrew and separated himself, fearing those who were of the circumcision. Circumcision came to be considered as a passport for salvation. Paul did not oppose the practice of circumcision, but he opposed forcing the Gentiles to practice it in order to be accepted as Christians. When Peter visited Antioch of Syria, the first Gentile church, he mingled with them in a friendly way until a group of extreme Jewish Christians arrived. This group wanted Gentiles to be forced to practice Jewish rites even before being accepted as Christians. Even though the Gentile Christians were baptized, these extremists considered them sinners and refused to associate with them. Peter's attitude of unwisely changing his behavior towards the Gentiles when the Jewish group arrived put the new faith at risk, supporting the idea that the death of Jesus was not sufficient to ensure salvation. Peter knew that there was no difference between converted Jews and converted Gentiles. God had showed him this in a vision. You know how unlawful it is for a Jewish man to keep company with or go to one of another nation? But God has shown me that I shall not call any man common or unclean. Acts chapter 10 verse 28. And the church had decided in the Council of Jerusalem not to require the obedience of Jewish laws for the Gentile converts. Acts chapter 15 verse 28 and 29. But fear of what others would say, Peter ignored the voice of God and the church's decision. He was afraid of his conduct, that it would offend his fellow Jews. His fear of them was greater than his fear of God. Never compromise with the truth in order to please the local culture or maintain unity. The fear of other people is a dangerous trap. See Proverbs chapter 29 verse 25. If in order to please friendship, love, or work, you need to put at risk your beliefs, you are walking in dangerous territory. Peter feared that the extremist Jewish brethren might misinterpret his actions and oppose his leadership when he returned to Jerusalem. So, he gave in to the pressure, put the gospel in danger, and created division within the church. That is why Paul accused him of being a hypocrite. Fear leads to hypocrisy, to compromising our principles, and to clinging to cultural or religious prejudice. Have you ever given in to social pressure because of fear? Have you compromised your principles for fear of losing your friends or fellow workers? If so, now is the time to stop and begin breaking the mold. Tradition cannot take the place of truth. The gospel should not be influenced by our past prejudices and preferences.